Habs Fan TV, welcome back to the channel. We've got a lot of news to cover today. Ducharme is gone. Martin St. Louis is in, and his press conference just wrapped up here in Montreal, and I'm here to give you all the details. So if you guys like this channel, drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about all the decisions that have been made in the last 24 hours, which is probably one of the craziest 24 hours in history. We've fired Ducharme, and we've hired Martin St. Louis, who has had zero coaching experience other than a few Pee-wee games, from what I'm being told. That's all we're going on now. So first off, we've all been pretty critical of Dominique Ducharme this season, but I'm going to be the first one to say it as someone who's been extremely critical of him. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the cup run. There must have been something going right for them to end up in that position, and I thank him for it. He's a world junior coach. He's won at every instance in the minor level, in the junior level, and he deserves to be respected in terms of an NHL coach. But the facts are, things just didn't work out here for a lot of reasons, and we know them. The treatment of the young players, we can look back as far as last season, Kotkaniemi, Caulfield this season, the minutes that they're getting played, the kind of treatment that they're getting, and I think more important was Ducharme's inability to keep control of the locker room. And you saw it with Jeff Petrie not standing up for when Cassian hit Montembeault. You saw it at different instances in the season where the guys were just not ready to fight for each other, and you could just tell that he lost the dressing room. And for that reason, I think it was the correct decision to remove him now. Arguably should have been done over the break instead of leaving him for one game for them to get humiliated again. But anyway, the deed is done. Thank you for the memories, Dom. But it's time for a new era, and boy, that came out of complete left field. People were saying Guy Boucher, people were saying all kinds of names, and then someone said Martin St. Louis, and within a few minutes, we had confirmation that Martin St. Louis, who has coached only Pee-wee before, is going to be the next coach of the Montreal Canadiens on an interim basis. Very important that they mentioned it also today, that it's on an interim basis, but it sounds like, at least from St. Louis' side, that he wants to be here for a much longer time than that. He's ready to prove himself and wants to ideally make a place for himself in next season's coaching staff. I find that extremely interesting. It seems like the Canadiens are trying to be a bit cautious and not having to pay 3 coaches to sit at home next season. So they're going to see where this goes, but I'm very I'm conflicted about this one, if I'm honest. I think today's press conference showed me the kind of confidence that Martin St. Louis is going to bring to that dressing room, the kind of kick in the ass that we would expect from a guy like Patrick Roy, but also while ensuring that the players are going to have fun and are going to enjoy their time playing for the Canadiens for the 37 games left, which are arguably meaningless. So in that sense, I think it's good. He also made a very important point on playing more without systems and playing more with concepts. I find that really interesting. I think that if you look at players like Caulfield, where their best play has been reading the play and finding themselves in positions where other players would not normally find themselves, like in last year's playoffs, I think that's where Cole Caulfield's real strengths lie. And I think that Martin St. Louis, being around a young player like that, being around Nick Suzuki, being around a lot of this young core talent, is going to be immensely beneficial to them, not just for this season, but for the long term. I think learning from a guy like that, the power play is going to improve. I think he's going to bring in a breath of fresh air. And look, the reason why I'm also conflicted is we know what kind of player Martin St. Louis was. Stanley Cup champion, Hall of Famer. But does that mean you have what it takes to be coach, even if you were a great player? There's been examples. You know, Rob Brindamore in Carolina Hurricanes, that's a great example so far. But examples like that are very far in between. So if we're going to look at this and say that Martin St. Louis is ready to become coach because he was a good player, I don't know if it's going to be that, but you could tell that this guy, just like Kent Hughes, watched his hockey. He knows what he's talking about. He's actually addressed it and said, I've been in locker rooms. I know what it's like to be on the 4th trio. I know what it's like to not be drafted. I know what it's like to play in the All-Star game. He has experienced arguably every situation as it could be as a hockey player, including this situation. And he said, I've been in teams where I'm also demotivated and I know what it's going to take to motivate these guys again. So I think all of that, for someone who with little experience, he was pretty humble about it. He says, I know that there's going to be a lot to learn, but he's ready to prove himself, and I guess we'll see where it goes. Arguably, I think this is the best decision. Martin St. Louis will not come in and win 100 games in a row. He will not. The defensive problems still lie with the Canadiens. The goaltending problem, it's on and off. Sometimes, Montembeault is going to have a great night, and the other nights he's going to concede 5 goals. Is it really his fault? Is it the fault of the defense? We're never going to know, but what's going to be sure is that Martin St. Louis will not, I believe, ruin our chances of tanking. And I think bringing in an established NHL coach would have hurt our chances. So I think in context, this is arguably a better decision and could lead to something more interesting. What if Martin St. Louis comes in and brings a monumental change to the way that hockey is being played? And the kind of change that we've seen Rod Brind'Amour bring to the Carolina Hurricanes, I think maybe that's what they're aiming for, Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon. We'll see if it pulls off. If it doesn't, we move on. There are lots of experienced NHL coaches. Some people are mad that we didn't give an experienced NHL coach a shot. Personally, I don't have a problem because no NHL experienced coach is going to want to enter this. And especially to be given an interim title without any job security at the end. I don't know that many NHL experienced coaches would touch it. Maybe at the end of the season, the names that we all know, Patrick Roy, Guy Boucher, and the rest, maybe those names will come to fruition. But until then, we've got Martin St. Louis, who's got a few months to prove himself. I think it's going to be a reason for people to go back into the Bell Center when they end up coming back on February 21st, to be excited and to go watch, un gars de chez nous finally coach the Canadiens. So I'm excited. I'm open to the ideas that they're bringing forward, and I think that if we're talking about rebuild and a change of mindset around this team, well, this is exactly what they mean, and they are not pulling punches. So I'm glad to see that they're confident with their decisions. Let's see if it pulls off for them, and hopefully we'll see a lot more tonight against good opposition. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was this the right hire? Should they have gone with a more experienced coach? Is this a slap in the face to Patrick Roy or Guy Boucher? Also, thank you guys so much. We are at 226 or 27 subscribers at the moment of taping this video. I want to thank all of you guys. It's been 4 or 5 months that we've been doing this. I would have never expected that to this day we are still doing it, and we're doing it because of you guys, the fans. Join into our live streams tonight, including the game against the Capitals. Join into every night where the Canadiens are going to be playing. We're going to be there. Me and my co-host Kosta will be covering the Canadiens. Thank you guys so much. Drop a like and subscribe if you love this video, and we'll catch you guys next time. Habs Fan TV.
Habs Fan TV, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and comment. This channel is made for the fans, by the fans. More videos are coming soon, so please stick around.